I wake up, it's getting more like either kill or be killed. I walk in this smoke and keep it real. Tav X Israelites. Hope all is well, Hebrews.
How could you be sleep? Stop in your face, you ain't gotta reach. All you gotta do is listen to me pipe down. I'm about to teach, be in the air like I'm about to preach. Melon is green like the man that had a dream about them. I'm going to a lane to a dream. Having this feeling in the bed about to bring more EINs and LLCs for the family trees. And the picture will look more brighter for me. Since I planted some seeds, I'm thinking for three. I got some meaning things, I'm on my God the evil. But they move a mojo like Austin. DNA unlocked. Producing the product for profit. Just me and honest, J1 been honest. Fly like a comet, she so astonished. Patiently waiting to come out gun and see what she's straight to get back to some money. For real. I'ma do it if nobody else gonna do it.
Tav X Hebrews. Purity and becoming one. That's what we need, y'all. Hope all is well with my brothers and sisters worldwide. We scattered into all nations, y'all. I'm not gonna keep y'all alone tonight. I know we still in captivity, y'all. A lot of us got work to do in the morning or tonight. A lot of brothers and sisters work overnight. I used to be one of them. Shout out to all of my overnight brothers and sisters out there, wherever you are. Peace, blessings, love, and safety to the 12 tribes of Israel, scattered into all nations. That's right. Hebrews, how y'all doing out there? You see the title of this video. What is the doctrine of discovery? I'm just going to give it another minute or two, you guys, to see if anybody else going to come up in here. According to YouTube right now, I got one person up in here. It might just be me and you, brother or sister, whoever you may be. But it's all good. Whether you watching this right now on this live or on the playback. If you're just coming in, hit the like button, hit the bells for subscriptions. We're going to give it another minute or two, y'all. See if anybody comes in here. I'm not going to keep y'all long. I got a little information for some people out there, okay? And information is powerful once we put it into action. Can you feel me?
Every day I wake up, it's getting more like even kill or be killed.
We living in a new day, Hebrew. Can't you see the writing on the wall?
Nobody else gonna do it. Nobody else gonna see it. Every time I close my eyes, I convince myself every day like this shit not real. Like, how the fuck I been asleep for so long? How the pain run deep for so long? They done kill us in the street for so long. And I could even be myself for so long. So long and they smoke, guaranteed you gon' choke. Cause it's raining, man, this shit ain't no joke. But we'll never lose hope cause we tapped in. Stuck in the wheel that the system got us strapped in. Ain't fucked up, but we gon' get it out the back end. Like how the fuck I been asleep for so long? How the pain run deep for so long? I've been feeling like this for so long. How could you be asleep? Stop in your face, you ain't gotta reach. All you gotta do is listen to me pipe down. I'm about to teach, be said I'm about to preach. Melody skin like the man that had a dream about from going to a man into a king. Man, with this feeling in the bed about the brain. More EINs and LLCs for the family trees. And the picture of a little more product for me. Since I planted some seeds, I'm thinking for 3. I got some many things I'm on my job to evil. But they want more though, like plastic. DNA, unlocked. Producing the product for profit. Just being honest, J1 been honest. Felt like a comet, she so astonished.
I'm gonna get started in 2 more minutes, you guys. Peace, blessings, love, and safety to the 12 tribes of Israel. Jay says all praises. That's right. All praises to the Most High God. All praises to the Mighty One of Jacob.
Told me, come to think about it, I don't even think I know me. All my people getting shot by the police, could have been me. So I'ma let my soul speak. For the ones who came, for the ones we lost. These niggas cross their own people just to be a boss. I'm choosing love with the evil I never cross. Telling my people should get people when you're finding out. All of the secrets will be
All praises to the Mighty One of Jacob. The Most High is moving on the behalf of his people in these end times. Oh yeah. Hallelujah. All praises to the Most High God and him alone. All praises to the Most High God. What is the doctrine of discovery? I see we got Ben Yisrael in here. I know this is going to be a good one. He moving fast on these devils. Oh, yes. Oh, yes, brother Ben Israel. He's definitely moving fast. Oh, my goodness, you guys. Before I get started, which we already are started, or should I say before we get started, okay? Because we a family around here. We in the end times, you guys. There are going to be a few places where people can go who want to worship and serve the Most High God and him alone. There are going to be a few places that you can go to huddle and to congregate with your brothers and sisters who want to do the same. This channel is one of those places. This channel is a, a, a virtual campground, should I say. A virtual hub, a virtual get-together, a place where the Israelites can come and huddle up under the Most High God and Him alone, okay? Remember, the Most High told us, my people perish for what? Lack of knowledge. And it's something that we can't get around as so-called black people, okay? Because there is no such thing as being black. You guys, I'm always telling people that I know, people that I love, like you guys and any other so-called Negro who will listen to me, right? I'm telling everybody to stop being black. You need to turn your back on being black. There is no benefit to being black. Number one, you don't exist. Because there is not a man or woman on this earth that can say they've actually seen a black human being out there. I don't care how dark a person is. At best, they're super dark brown. At best. For example, take a Hershey's chocolate bar. A regular Hershey's chocolate bar, yeah, it's dark. But dark chocolate is, yeah, it's a little darker. It looks hella darker, but you get my point. There's no such thing as black, a black human being. The blackest person that you have ever seen is at best dark chocolate, and chocolate is brown. Boo-boo is brown, okay? Dark brown boo-boo. It might look black, but it's not. And look, if your boo-boo is black, now that's something else. You got some complications going on. But you guys understand what I'm saying. Quit being black. Because when you're black, you open yourself up literally to be destroyed. You don't have any rights because black people don't have rights. There's no such thing as black people. Black people don't have a country, a land. You can't go to the land of black. It doesn't exist. So when you want to still, in 2023, with all this knowledge floating around, if you still want to travel under the name of being black, then you're going to have to deal with all the flack and the cursing that comes with that. We in the information age. There should be no more people calling themselves black. That's why it's important for you to actually be able to do something that most of our people cannot do. And that's figure out who they are. And I'm not talking about no so-called white man's DNA testing, okay? I'm not talking about that. You guys, a lot of you still haven't realized when you're dealing with the heathen, you still haven't realized how cunning and deceitful these heathens are. I didn't need no white man's DNA test to let me know I was an Israelite. But see, that's the thing. I'm realizing more and more, you guys, people don't believe in God. They don't believe in the one who people call God, whose name is Yahweh, okay? And of course, when the Most High comes, he's going to give us the name that we're going to know is all of us are going to know his name in unison. They're not going to be some people saying his name is that, some people over here saying his name is this. When the Most High comes, he's going to restore to us a pure language. We're all going to know his name with the same consent. And then you will not be calling yourselves black anymore. But right now, you call yourselves black because your knowledge is gone. And look, what did the Most High say? My people perish for lack of knowledge. So here it goes. What is the doctrine of discovery? The first thing I want to say fair use. Fair use, okay? I got a clip, and I'm going to play this clip for you guys. I want you to hear this, and then we'll talk about it. Listen up. Listen up, Hebrew. The doctrine of discovery is a series of papal bulls written between 1452 and 1493. It was essentially the church, the church in Europe saying to the nations of Europe, whatever lands you find not ruled by Christian rulers, those people are less than human, and the land is yours for the taking. But the real challenge with the doctrine of discovery is the way it has influenced the very foundations of this nation.
Invade, search out, capture, vanquish, and subdue all Saracens and pagans whatsoever. Reduce their persons to perpetual slavery, and convert them to his and their use and profit.
Now look, did you guys hear that? Did you guys hear that? I'm going to play it again. Listen.
Do all Saracens and pagans.
Listen good, Hebrews. Hit the like button too, you guys.
Invade, search out, capture, vanquish, and subdue all Saracens and pagans whatsoever. Reduce their persons to perpetual slavery, and convert them to his and their use and profit. And
did you guys hear that? Now check this out. I'm looking at this thing on the screen, right? This dude chose to leave out certain parts, right? And I'm about to go back. I'm going to read this whole little paragraph right here to you guys. He only read the parts that he wanted to read. Listen to this, you guys. This is what you have been living under, okay? You're living under the doctrine of discovery. Here's what this paragraph says in the doctrine of discovery. And these orders were given by Pope Nicholas, okay? Listen to what he said. This was an edict decreed by the Roman Catholic Church to the Roman Catholic Church, as well as all European nations and colonizers. Anybody who wanted to get in on the action could do it. Listen to this. These are the orders from the Pope, known as the Doctrine of Discovery. And this message is going out to his constituents, the church and European colonizers. Invade, search out, capture, vanquish, and subdue all Saracens and pagans whatsoever, and other enemies of Christ, wheresoever placed, and the kingdoms, dukedoms, principalities, dominions, possessions, and all movable and immovable goods whatsoever held and possessed by them, and to reduce their persons to perpetual slavery, and to apply and appropriate to himself and his successors the kingdoms, the dukedoms, counties, principalities, dominions, possessions, and goods, and to convert them to his and their use and profit. Do you guys out there understand what I just read to you? Have you guys ever even heard of the doctrine of discovery? That's what all nations, primarily outside of Europe, are based on. That's what they were founded on. This decree from the Pope, from the church, to invade, search out, capture, vanquish, and subdue all Saracens and pagans whatsoever, and other enemies of Christ, wheresoever placed. Do you guys know what that means? Wheresoever placed, and the kingdoms, dukedoms, principalities, dominions, possessions, and all movable and immovable goods whatsoever held and possessed by them, and to reduce their persons to perpetual slavery, and to apply and appropriate to himself and his successors the kingdoms, dukedoms, counties, principalities, dominions, possessions, and goods, and to convert them to his and their use and profit. Basically, the Pope put out the message to the Church of Rome, Roman Catholic Church, and he put it out to the European nations, the colonizers, to invade, search out, capture, vanquish. Do you know what it means to invade, search out, capture, vanquish? Also known as killing, raping, robbing, and murdering. Pope's orders to subdue all Saracens and pagans whatsoever. Basically, if you wasn't a European, they called you a pagan and a Saracen. Whatsoever. You are a whatsoever. Whatever. You ain't one of them, so you fall into a Saracen and a pagan. Whatever. You are a whatever. Look, and other enemies of Christ, wheresoever placed, letting you know that this went worldwide. This is how, who many of you guys call the so-called white man, this is how he came into power. This is how he subdued planet Earth under orders of the Pope, something called Doctrine of Discovery. This like that Christopher Columbus bullshit. You can't discover something that already is. But that's what they did. That's what this is. Invade, search out, capture, vanquish, and subdue all Saracens and pagans whatsoever and other enemies of Christ, wheresoever placed. On this channel, we don't believe in JC. We don't follow him. We're not pledging allegiance to him. So the Pope is definitely talking about us, okay? And he, at one point, he was talking about all of our people. Because there was one time before this right here, before the Doctrine of Discovery, you so-called Negroes, you did not follow JC. This was forced on you. These are the New Testament people right here, the Pope and the gang. These are the New Testament people going around worldwide and subduing all enemies of Christ. Meaning, if you're not a European, they're going to say you're an enemy of Christ, and they are out to take your kingdom, your principalities, your possessions, your movable and immovable goods. And the Pope said that they need to do this. The Popes told them to do this and to reduce their persons to perpetual slavery. The Pope said, anybody who doesn't believe in JC, put them into slavery. Not my words. These are the words, the orders from the church. Y'all gotta wake up. Right here in America, we are living in a so-called Christian country. This country was based off, this is what Christianity is about. Invading, searching out, capturing, and vanquishing Saracens and pagans. That's what they call you. All of these so-called black people out here, you guys don't even know who you are. You have no idea that you are the North American Indian. You are the American Indian. You guys don't even know when you celebrate Thanksgiving, you're celebrating the so-called white man taking America from you and putting you in slavery. You're celebrating your own demise. We got Jay right here says, JC is the mascot for colonization. Exactly. Exactly. You can say it again. JC is definitely the mascot for colonization. I'm reading it to you guys right here. The Doctrine of Discovery says invade, search out, capture, vanquish. You know what? I want y'all to, when y'all got a time, look, I'm getting so tongue-tied I can't even get it out. When y'all have time, go and look up the word vanquish, okay? I'm telling you, you don't want to be on the wrong end of vanquishism. It's not a fun thing. You won't live to tell. That's what the Pope said needs to be done to you. American Indians, North American Indians. I know a lot of black people been fed this. You from Africa, you from Africa. First of all, no person of color, as they say, no Negro is from Africa. Africa's not even supposed to be named Africa. That place, real name is called the Land of Ham. But the so-called white man, of course, just like he did, I'm reading it to you right now. The Doctrine of Discovery. He went over there to the Land of Ham and he invaded, searched out, captured, and vanquished and subdued all Saracens and pagans. This is what the so-called white man does. If you don't have his spiritual belief, he calls you a pagan, when in reality, the so-called white man is one of the biggest pagans on planet Earth. It's ridiculous. JC is pagan. Thanksgiving is pagan. Christmas is pagan. Easter is pagan. All of these things are acceptable under Christianity. And if you're in Christianity, you're under the Pope. Whether you like it or not, whether you say so or not, you live in a country that was founded on the Doctrine of Discovery, which was any place outside of Europe, go invade, search out, capture, and vanquish and subdue all Saracens and pagans whatsoever, and other enemies of Christ. Basically, whoever ain't a European slave master, they need to be vanquished because they're an enemy of Christ. That's what they're going to say. And then the Pope said, when they go and vanquish you, the Pope told them to take your kingdom, your dukedom, your principalities, your dominions, your possessions, and all movable and immovable goods. Do y'all hear this? The Pope told the church and European nations to take all of your movable and immovable goods. Yo, basically, he told them to rob you blind. Oh, my goodness. Jay says, that's right. The American Indians in the flesh. Brother on point. Man, it's no coincidence. We both and many came to this hidden conclusion. That's y'all working. That's right. That's right, Jay. That is definitely the Most High God at work. Because for a long, long, long time, Negroes had no idea who they knew. I'm sorry, Negroes had no idea who they were. All this stuff, this African stuff being pushed on us, and everybody know this. I know all of you Negroes out there know this for a fact. If you a so-called black person, if you've been traveling under the name of black or whatever, just like this thing said, Saracens and pagans whatsoever, you are one of those whatsoevers, whatever you want to call yourself. You ain't a European colonizer, so you fall under whatever. You don't know that you were the American Indian. At one time, amidst all of this bullshit like this, Doctrine of Discovery bullshit, you know, this so-called white man did so much devious and treacherous shit to the Israelites. At one time, he made it illegal for you to call yourself an Indian, even though he's the one that started calling you Indian. He made it illegal for you to call yourself an Indian. Change your name to Negro. If you didn't refuse and you wouldn't change your name to Negro, you know what this devil did to you. He killed you. They made it a crime for you to call yourself Indian. So they made you start calling yourself Negro. I'm telling y'all, they try to do anything to separate you from this landmass. Because once you give up the land, you ain't got shit. And that's where we as so-called black people got. We ain't got shit. Okay, we out here because of this right here, because of the Doctrine of Discovery. The Pope and the church and the European colonizers did just what the Pope told them to invade, search out, capture, vanquish, and subdue all Saracens and pagans whatsoever. And you, as a so-called black person, you fall under that whatsoever. I know that y'all don't like that. I know that you don't want to be called a whatsoever. But look, those are not my words. That's the Doctrine of Discovery. The Pope called you a whatsoever and other enemies of Christ. Yeah. And that's what we living under right now, you guys. America is under occupation. But people don't understand that and look at it like that. These pale-faced people, $5 Indians claiming to be American Indians, we all know that's nonsense. This so-called white man does the same thing. He goes to a landmass, he brutally murders the people of that landmass, and then he pretends to be the people who he just murdered, and he claims the land. He doesn't change his play. These red people, these demons, it's the same play they've been running. The Pope gave them the play, and they ran with it. Yeah. Until you wake up and understand you are not a Christian. If you a so-called black person, you're not a Christian. You are a victim of a Christian. You're the victims of Christianity. Christianity is a loaded gun, and you are on the business end of a pistol. Shout out to Jay saying that's right, the American Indians in the flesh. I'm telling you, this is definitely something for people to consider, you guys. Because look, once you understand this right here, and see, that's what I want to tell you guys. Once you understand what reality is, not what you want it to be, but what it truly is, you can learn how to gain and make some headway. Now, I know there's a lot of black people out there that don't know about the doctrine of discovery, just as I didn't know about it until I did, okay? Now, I'm telling you guys this because, see, the Most High God is the one who cursed us, and he's the one who blessed us. The Most High God can make these demons go hard on us, or he can make them be more lenient, okay? And right now, you're not in physical chains, right? Because you already been completely destroyed. Now, even though you're completely destroyed, as Deuteronomy 28 says, this man would not take the yokes of iron off you until he have destroyed you. So once the yokes of iron came off, game over. You done, nigga. Now you're black. And can't nothing save you or change you but the Most High God and him alone. The Most High said, my people perish for lack of knowledge. And this is some knowledge right here. The doctrine of discovery is what we live under. The United States of America was built on the doctrine of discovery. It was built on the Roman Catholic Church. It was built on Christianity. Part of the doctrine of the discovery is to destroy, search out, invade, capture, and vanquish all enemies of Christ. So this is about Christianity. All you Christians out there, you are Roman Catholics. There's no difference. You both invaded, searched out, captured, vanquished, and subdued the 12 tribes of Israel wherever you found them at. And you found them here in America when you came here. And under Pope's orders, you invaded, searched out, captured, vanquished, and subdued them. And you called them Saracens and pagans whatsoever. But in all actuality, it's you Christians. It's you Catholics who are the real pagans, drinking spiritual blood, celebrating Christmas, Easters, and Thanksgiving and all that. But you got the nerve to call somebody a pagan. You a lying bastard. And you are going to be brutally killed by the Most High God when the day of vengeance brings forth. You're going to pay for this doctrine of discovery. You Roman Catholics, you Christians, all you nations who invaded, searched out, captured, and vanquished the peoples who really had those lands, you are going to pay, and you're going to pay. Oh, my God, you're going to pay. And the Pope ain't going to be able to get you out of this one, you devils. You European colonizing Catholic Church demons. And you Christians too. Christianity is what you are living under. That's why you ain't got none. Christians took all of your stuff. The Pope told them to. The Pope said, look, The Pope said, reduce their persons to perpetual slavery. The Pope said, don't never let them niggas out of slavery. When you go over there to the Americas, I want you to invade, search out, capture, vanquish, and subdue them. Put them into perpetual slavery. Don't ever let them out of slavery. And appropriate to yourself and your successors their kingdoms, their dukedoms, counties, principalities, dominions, possessions, and goods. Basically, take all of this shit. You wonder why so-called black people are so broke worldwide. The Pope did a worldwide siege on so-called black people. Y'all ain't hearing me. Y'all are not hearing me. And JC is the mascot of colonization. Black Christians you guys ought to be ashamed of yourself. Not knowing is one thing. And a lot of you black Christians, you don't want to know anything because you have been fully subdued by the Pope and the good old boys. And I get it. I get it. I get it. Ben Yisrael said, you're right. Yes, brother. This is heavy. The Pope did a worldwide siege on so-called black people, and he had the church do the same, and he had the European colonist nations follow him. Told them to come take all of your shit and to put you into perpetual slavery. The Pope said, don't ever let them niggas out of slavery. Ever. And convert them to his and their use and profit. That means you do whatever you want to do to these niggas to make you money. You own them because they're enemies of Christ. So search them out, invade them, capture, vanquish them. You guys, you go look up that word vanquish when you get a chance and tell me if you want to be the one being vanquished. This is what the Pope, this is the play that he ran. The Pope is the quarterback, and this is the play that he ran, and everybody followed him. Everybody followed him. You guys don't even realize when every time you celebrate Thanksgiving, you celebrating the Pope coming over here and taking all your shit. Taking your land. Taking your kingdoms. Taking your possessions, taking your counties, your goods, your movable and immovable goods. Y'all, do you know how much of a demon the Pope got to be to tell these devils to take all of your goods, all your movable and immovable? Hey, just think about that for a second. Think about that, y'all. Think about if some European demon showed up right now at your door and said he's there to take all of your shit, all of your movable and immovable goods. Oh my goodness. That's what they did. And then they came over here and they Christianized this place. If you didn't get down with it, you got put to death. Doctrine of discovery. That's why Christopher Columbus was over here. It's all a part of that shit. Doctrine of discovery. Doctrine of discovery has destroyed you. Jay says, yep. Then they put us in their schools from 3 to 18 years old. Full indoctrination. Absolutely. Yep. These schools are definitely the devil that the Bible speaks of. For sure. All those years in school, straight brainwashing. You guys, I kid you not. I remember being in kindergarten, okay? And I'm born in D.C., right? So when I'm in kindergarten, I'm in D.C. Kindergarten, my mind I can vividly remember being in kindergarten every single day. They made us recite the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag. But ask me this, how come as a grown man, I can vividly remember that? Kindergarten, yeah. Not first grade. Kindergarten. I remember every single day pledging allegiance to the flag. I knew that thing in kindergarten, y'all. We didn't realize the brainwash was in. The fix was in. If you believe in America, you believe in Christianity. Christianity is not wholesome. Christianity is not good. Christianity is only good if you are a European colonizer. If you're not a European colonizer, Christianity is there to invade, search out, capture, vanquish, and subdue you. Not my words. These are the words of Pope Nicholas. I believe Pope Nicholas the Fifth, if I'm not mistaken. And you guys, see, this is what we got to do. This is what I'm going to do, okay? And I know I'm not the only person that's going to do this. Like I said, the Most High God can make these demons go hard on us. He can make them ease up on us. He's the one who decides how rough or how light it goes. The Most High God has given us a degree of freedom, okay? What do I mean by that? Yeah, you completely destroyed. That's why the chains came off. But now the fact that the chains are off, that alone, it allows you to do some things if you can free your mind. Okay? Because when you had the chains on, I don't care how free your mind was. There was just certain things you couldn't do. But now the chains are off because you're completely destroyed. You don't have a mind anymore. Your mind is black. As long as your mind is black, you are going to be a failure. You're doomed. Okay? Because a black mind can't function properly and it can't think properly because it doesn't exist. Okay? There's no such thing as a black person. You don't have a land. You are a whatsoever. You are a whatever kind of nigga. That's what you are. You whatever. You ain't nothing. Not my words. That's what Pope Nicholas said in the Doctrine of Discovery. And you guys don't understand. The Pope's word is law. Whether we like it or not, whether we agree with it or not. The Pope's word is law. If it wouldn't have been no way they could colonize the whole earth and make people bow down to JC. And it made people do all kind of ill-gotten things in the name of Christianity. Bia Lane says, hey there, Mr. Real Talk and everyone. How you doing, Bia Lane? Hope all is well, Bia. Ben Yisrael says, Mr. Real Talk, we work all our lives for nothing and still don't have nothing. And our people still celebrate their pagan holiday. Exactly. Yup. Because you know why? This doctrine of discovery, which initiated in 1452, has crushed our people. That was the final blow right there. This doctrine of discovery, that was the final blow for the last days, you guys. Bia Lynn says, good, and yourself? Yes, all is well. How about you? From Bill T and I. Oh, shucks. Shout out to y'all. What up, Bill? Hope all is good. I'm glad you good. I'm good. I ain't got no complaints. No complaints. Everything is all well because the Most High is feeding us. The people who want to worship the Most High and Him alone, the Most High is feeding us with knowledge, you guys. He said we perish for lack of knowledge. He's bringing that knowledge back in the end times to save us, you guys. Not just in the spiritual realm, in the physical realm. The Most High has granted us a degree of freedom. Bia Lynn says, he said, what's up? Tell him I said, what up? Bia Lynn, I agree. That's right. You guys, I really don't think, I know our people don't realize how big this is. The Doctrine of Discovery, which initiated with the series of papal bulls, the first one in 1452, you guys, this was the last straw right here. This was the last straw for the end times tailspin that we in today. This right here this is when all the shit hit the fan right here for the last time. Okay? And it may seem like ancient history, you guys, that was only 1452. It's 2023 now. That ain't that long ago. It's not. You're still under that right now. If you were not a European colonist, if you wasn't a rapist, a robber, and a thief from Europe, then the Pope calls you a Saracen, a pagan, or a whatsoever. You a whatever kind of nigga to the Pope. He don't give a damn who it was. You ain't a European colonizer, nigga. You are a whatever. And I'm sending out word to the whole church and the whole continent of Europe to go everywhere, invade, search out, capture, vanquish, and subdue you all over the earth. And right now, this shit is still going on. And you guys, they have thoroughly subdued the Saracens, the pagans, and the whatever niggas, and other enemies of Christ. Okay? They've thoroughly done that. But here it is, the flip in the last days. The nodders would come out. Because look, I'm just a regular dude. I'm born in Washington, D.C. I'm just like a lot of other guys out here. A lot of other Hebrews waking up to the truth a few years ago. I'm just a regular guy. Before I woke up and realized what was going on out here, I would have never cared about anything like this. You know why? Because that wasn't me. I used to be black. Okay? I used to be black. The Most High God delivered me from being black. And yes, I'm telling you, if you are black in 2023, you need to be delivered from the Most High God. He needs to deliver you from being black. Because as long as you're going to be black, trust me when I tell you, ultimately, you're going to be brutally killed by God. Because if he leaves you to be black in this day and hour, this is not the time right now. It's not. It's too much knowledge available. Jay says, they have us celebrating our own massacre. These people are brilliantly wicked. Exactly. And our people got no idea. You got no idea. On Thursday, when you have your good turkey day, you are literally toasting to your grandparents' death. You're toasting to the enslavement of your people. You are making a toast to the doctrine of discovery. You are white supremacists. You're toasting to the white supremacy doctrine of discovery, a series of papal bulls. Papal bulls were decreed by the Pope. The first one came in 1452. And every time you celebrate Thanksgiving, you are celebrating the doctrine of discovery. You're celebrating that you got invaded, searched out, captured, and vanquished. That's what you're celebrating. And these people, as like Jay said, these people are cleverly, diabolically wicked. Okay? Pope Nicholas V, Papal Bull 1452. Listen, you guys.
Invade, search out, capture, vanquish, and subdue all Saracens and pagans whatsoever. Reduce their persons to perpetual slavery, and convert them to his and their use and profit. Anyone know what I'm reading here? These are the words of Pope Nicholas V and a papal bull, or an official edict of the Catholic Church in 1452. This papal bull, followed by many others from 1452 to 1493, collectively became known as what's called the Doctrine of Discovery. The Doctrine of Discovery is this series of papal bulls that is the church in Europe saying to the nations of Europe, wherever you go, whatever lands you find not ruled by Christian rulers, those people are less than human, and the land's yours for the taking. It was this doctrine of discovery that allowed European nations to colonize Africa and enslave the African people. It was also this doctrine of discovery that let Columbus, who was lost at sea, land on a continent inhabited by millions and claim to have discovered it. Because there were no people here. The notion of discovery is a racist colonial concept that assumes the dehumanization of people of color. If you don't believe me, I welcome you to put your car keys and your smartphones out in front of you, and I will come by and discover them.
Do you guys hear that? Because I know a lot of our people out there are sick. Just me saying it won't do. You got to hear it from the so-called white man. So I let a so-called white man tell it to you. That's what you living under right now. Now understand this, like I keep telling you guys, the Most High has given us a degree of freedom, okay? But because we don't have knowledge, we perishing out here. And the Most High God said that we will perish for lack of knowledge, which we are. The degree of freedom that the Most High God has given us, we not taking advantage of it. We not taking advantage of it because we don't have the knowledge. All we have is pretty much nonsense, no knowledge, and fear. You know why you got fear? And rightfully so. You've been invaded. You've been searched out. You have been captured, and you have been vanquished ever since 1452. These European colonizers, under the orders of the Pope, Pope Nicholas V, went everywhere, including America, okay? And they wanted to subdue you, and subdue you they did. The Pope said, hey, take all their land, take all their possessions, take all of their movable and immovable goods. Yeah, I got to keep on stressing. Do you know how much of a demon you have to be to tell somebody, hey, I want you to go over there. I want you to go worldwide and all enemies of Christ. And how you know they're an enemy of Christ? Easy. They're not a European colonizer. They're not a so-called white man. So that makes them an enemy of Christ. So we can go and take all of this shit now. Do y'all know how diabolical that is? That's what you're living under right now. You had these European killers calling themselves Catholics, Christians. I don't care what they call themselves. They're killers, colonizers, coming here, invading your land, capturing you, vanquishing you, and then putting you under Christianity. Ever since you go to school as a little kid from kindergarten, guess what? Learning allegiance to the flag, that's Christianity right there. Yeah. And pledge allegiance to the flag, one nation, under God. What God are they talking about? You already know what God they talking about. But since they leave it vague, see, here's where your power comes in. The English language is one of the most diabolical and deceitful languages there is. It's the only language when one word can have 8 different meanings, okay? So what you got to learn to do is to play their own game. They wanted to play a game with you, so you're going to have to learn how to play the game with them, okay? Like I said, the Most High has given us a degree of freedom. Of course, we still in captivity, but we got a degree of freedom just by the yokes of iron being off by default gives you a degree of freedom that you didn't have before. It was one time you couldn't read it all for yourself. Now you can read and gather information like I'm sharing with you right now. This could change your life right here because guess what? Even though when they made the Constitution, they didn't have you in mind, today, 2023 and beyond, they cannot openly treat you as 3/5 of a person. They can't do it. They have to honor the Constitution. Okay? So guess what? Under that Constitution, which I've been the same myself, I'm about to start getting more abreast of the degrees of freedom that I have in that, and I'm going to start standing on it. Okay? Yeah, it may be a long road. Some roads may be longer. Some roads may be shorter. But when you get knowledge, you know what? People say knowledge is power. I beg to differ. When you take knowledge and you act on it, that's power. Just knowledge itself is just knowledge. It's just knowledge just waiting for somebody to do something with it. It only becomes power when you do something with it. And the Most High God has given us all a degree of freedom. Because here it is, right? A lot of us, and we know we the Hebrews, we the Hebrew Israelites, we know that. But a lot of us, all of us, including myself, I've been guilty of this, right? We glorify guys from the past. And I'm not saying not to look up to these guys. I'm not saying to admire honorable, godly men. That's not what I'm saying. But you look up to King David. You look up to Samuel. You look up to Joshua, right? But those guys had their time. When they was here, those guys held it down. But they gone now. Right now on this earth, I'm here. You here. If you watching this video, whether you watching this video on this live or on the playback, we both are here right now. This is our time right now. What we gonna do? We gotta be the Joshuas. We gotta be the King Davids. We gotta be Josephs. We the ones that's on feet on soil right now. We on planet Earth. We gotta be the ones to walk this thing out. I mean, I'm talking about standing on it, y'all. I'm talking about standing on it. If you know your rights, right? You know certain rights that the Most High God has blessed you with just by you being born, okay? Just by you being born. And some things you got to search out. Some things are evident. One thing I know, I got the right to exist because I'm here, ain't I? Same thing for you. You got the right to exist. You here, ain't you? And you didn't ask no man, could you be here? The Most High God made to it. He saw to it that you were born into this world. So there goes your right to exist, right? Just based on that alone, you got certain rights that's in the Constitution, right? I'm not going into that right now because that's not what this is about. But what this is about is the doctrine of discovery. The doctrine of discovery is a law. The Constitution is a law. I'm trying to tell you guys that the Most High has given us a degree of freedom, but we don't even realize what that degree is because we don't search it out. We don't have the knowledge. Hebrew, it's time to start searching while you still can. Okay? These people got us under oppression. I'm going to tell you this, right? And then I'm going to let you guys get up out of here in a second. One of the biggest problems with this doctrine of discovery, with you being invaded, searched out, captured, vanquished, at the end it says, and to convert them to his and their use and profit. Guess one of the ways that they converted you to their use and profit? Guess one of the ways? They made us pay taxes. Now check this out. I don't give a damn what nobody say. I know for a fact I don't owe no man shit just because I work. That don't give you no right to my damn money because I work. Says who? Says some group of damn devils, some fat bastards in ties and suits who made up some corporation called the IRS and just placed themselves in a contract with me and telling me that I owe them. Owe them for what? This is that bullshit. This is that doctrine of discovery bullshit. At the end of this paragraph, it says, and to convert them, who is the them? Talking about you, Negroes, and to convert them to his and their use and profit. That means do whatever you want to do with these people to be profitable for yourselves. And what is one of the ways that they can do that? They can make up some shit like IRS and just say that you owe them. Owe you for what? Have anybody ever took time to ask themselves, what do I owe the IRS for? because they said I owe them? What am I getting from the IRS? What do they give me for the money that I give them? You guys probably never took time to think about that. And I kid you not. This has been on my mind, been in my spirit for some months now. I've been getting enraged about these damn taxes. Okay? Because I know for a fact, check this out. I'm not a thief. I don't steal. If I owe a man money, I got no problem paying him. But I do have a problem with a nigga lying and just saying that I owe him just because. And you know what? Up until recent times, I've been guilty of all these things I'm telling you guys about. I've been guilty of myself. We have not been standing, okay? We haven't been standing on the limited freedom. Of course, we still in captivity. I get it. But we have a degree of freedom that the Most High has given us. And we have not been exercising that and standing on it. Guess what? What do you guys think that King David or Joshua or Samuel would be doing if they were alive right now? What do you guys think they would be doing? You think King David would be paying taxes? Do you think the prophet Samuel would be paying taxes? If there was a way that he could get around it. If the Most High God had given him a degree of freedom. Now look, what I'm telling you, is this a political talk? Of course not. But you have to understand what has happened to you. Nobody's going to tell you this because don't nobody care about you. I care about you. I'm your brother. That's why I made this channel, because I care about my brothers and sisters. Anything that I find out, the first thing I want to do, I want to run and tell y'all. Because I know what's good for me is good for you. And knowledge is good for me. So I know it's good for my brothers and sisters. Because without it, we perish. We perish for the lack of this knowledge. I'm telling you guys, look into it, okay? I made up my mind, you guys. I'm going to start exercising the limited freedoms and liberty that the Most High God granted me. I'm going to start standing on it. Ben Yisrael says, if they don't treat us right, they sure in hell not going to teach us right. Exactly. That's so big right there. If they ain't treat us right, they definitely not going to teach us right. But for some reason, our people think that these people are going to teach us. Bia Lynn says, amen. All praises. Yeah, you guys. And look, like I said, I'm not just talking to hear myself talk, right? Because that ain't what it's about. It's about getting better, right? We all supposed to be getting better. That's our goal, to be improving, right? And like I said, just by default, when the yokes of iron came off of us, yeah, we were totally destroyed by the so-called white man. Because Deuteronomy 28 says, and he gonna put a yoke of iron on thee until he have destroyed thee. Meaning that when those yokes of iron come off, you done. But by default, you have more opportunity to do things that you couldn't do when you were restrained with yokes of iron. So just by that alone, you have more freedom than you had, okay? And you got to start standing on that. I got to start standing on that. Like I said, we talk about King David. We talk about Samuel. But what are we doing, though? King David did his thing. Samuel did his thing. Joseph did his thing. Daniel did his thing. The Hebrew boys, they did their thing. But what we doing, though? Because we here now. We got to hold it down now. What am I doing now? What are you doing now? What are you doing? Are you exercising those freedoms that you got? Because if you're not standing in what the Most High God already gave you, you really think that he should give you more? This goes for myself as well. What more do I want? What more freedom do I want? If I won't take advantage and exercise the limited freedoms that I have now, why do I want more? Ben Yisrael says, you talking. That's right. Just think about it, you guys. And I'm telling you guys, you know how some people, they'll give you part of the story, they won't give you the whole story. Ain't nothing like that going on here. We all in this together, y'all. And I'm just letting it be known to my brothers and sisters. Coming up this next coming year, I'm gonna begin my battle. Okay? And once I overcome this animal, these devils, once I overcome this doctrine of discovery, and I will overcome it, not by my might, through the Most High God's might, okay? I'm prepared to see this through. And in this upcoming year, it's not just a battle, it's a war. And I've been being warred upon just like my people. But come the beginning of this year, I'm going to begin to fight back, okay? Not picking up no weapon because I don't got to do that. But what I am going to do is use the knowledge. I'm going to use the limited freedoms that the Most High God has granted me, and I'm going to go down this rabbit hole. And these people are going to, at some point, this is what's going to happen. These people are going to have to prove to me, they're going to have to prove that I owe them money, and they're going to have to show me in state, legally, why I owe them money. To exactly who and why I owe them money. And if it comes down to a day in court, then I guess we will have our day in court. It'll be me, and I'll be represented by the Most High God. I ain't getting no lawyer to come out here and do this. I don't need no lawyer. The Most High God and him alone is my lawyer. We gonna start standing around here. Ben Yisrael says, praise Yah. That's right. Oh, praises to the Most High God. And I'm telling you guys, look, at some point, yeah, because I know how these devils work. The road might get bumpy, right? Because initially, when you know how it is, when the so-called white man want to try to charge you with a crime, initially, he gonna charge you with a crime, right? So initially, what you might just get a court date or some kind of citation, or they might throw you in jail, right? Throw you in jail or whatever. And then you'll have to have your court date. Because I'm not just gonna, just because they throw me in jail and charge me, I'm not just gonna subdue myself and bow down. I'm here to use the limited freedoms that the Most High God gave me. And we're gonna walk all the way up to this line. If it means going to court, going to trial, okay. Prove to me what crime that I've committed to you. When you just had me swear on this holy Bible, one nation under God. What laws of God did I break? And don't tell me that God ain't got nothing to do with court. If it didn't, why you got me swearing on this Bible then? And saying one nation under God, swearing on the Bible. So don't tell me the Bible ain't got nothing to do with it. You boarded it into it when you had me swear on it. So it must got something to do with it. Tell me in this book that you got me swearing on and you saying one nation under God. Tell me what crime have I committed? And every person who's accused of a crime has a right to face their accuser. If I'm committing a crime, who have I committed a crime against? And don't tell me the IRS, that's a corporation. You're going to have to prove that in court. See, you guys, one of the reasons why they never wanted us to read, first of all, they don't want us to read the word of the Most High God. Second of all, they don't want you to know anything about your rights. All of your rights are written down on paper, okay? Is there such thing as the Constitution out there, you guys? And I never cared about any of this stuff before, okay? But the Most High God is feeding me with knowledge, okay? And when he feeds me, I'm going to feed you. I'm going to pass it along. He ain't just feeding me the hog all the food for myself. I'm not stingy like that. When I get some food, I got to share with my brothers and sisters because I know what's good for me is good for you. And guess what? If I can take these demons to court and win and I don't have to pay taxes, guess what that means? That means that you ain't got to pay taxes either. You're just going to have to know how to walk it out, and you're going to have to know how to stand on that. You're going to have to know how to articulate that. Not no lawyer. Think about it. Your life's on the line. A lot of these guys out here claim to be tough guys. They go to court. They paying money for lawyers. Maybe what I'm doing, maybe it won't get to that point. But if it does, I'm prepared to see this thing through. And if we do end up in court, I'm not going to have no lawyer. I'm going to be there with me, and the Most High God is going to be defending me. Because I'm not going to lie. I'm going to go in there and be honest, just like they want, swear on the Bible, which belongs to us. And then I'm going to ask them to show me in this Bible where the Most High God commands me to pay you tax. Especially when you founded this place on the doctrine of discovery. The church told you to come over here and take all my shit. We got limited freedoms, you guys. Hey, you guys, check this out. Speaking of this, and I know I can't make this up, right? Today, I went out to eat, right? I'm out to eat. I see something flash across the screen. They don't want the truth series. My older brother won't accept Yah, but he kept encouraging me to study the laws of this country. That's the one thing I can say. He didn't tell me to start studying. Hold up. They don't want the truth series. Says, my older brother won't accept Yah, but he kept encouraging me to study the laws of this country. That's the one thing I can't say. He didn't tell me to start studying. Got you. Ben Yisrael say, they say if you don't want a black man to know, put it in the book. Because our people don't read. Facts. Facts. And I used to always wonder that. How come our people don't read? But then when I found out, because they beat that shit out of us. They made it a crime. At one point, they made it a crime to read. If they caught your black ass reading, they killed you, tortured you, maimed you. So then at that point, niggas said, you know what? Hey, it ain't worth it. I ain't trying to get put to death, so I just won't read. And it stuck with us all the way up till today. That's all of this stuff is the results of the doctrine of discovery, y'all. This thing is so wicked, I can't make this up. This wickedness is otherworldly. These European colonizers, you got a day coming. Roman Catholic Church, you got a day coming. Christian Church, you got a day coming for what you did to God's people through the doctrine of discovery. How are you going to discover something that's already here? But like I was saying, y'all, I was at dinner today. I saw something flash across the screen, right? Of course, they showed a couple of shootings in D.C., couple of calamities. Then I saw something flash across the screen. It said, and I want to say it happened today. It said handgun laws qualification ruled unconstitutional by Supreme Court. And you see, because our people not into this kind of stuff, we ain't been reading, we don't understand what that means. Do y'all understand what that means? It says for the state of Maryland, I saw that flash across the screen today. It says for the state of Maryland, it showed the Maryland flag. Then it said handgun laws. No, I'm sorry. It says handgun laws qualifications ruled unconstitutional by the Supreme Court. You know what that means? Basically, see, they use this wording to confuse you and throw you off. Basically, what they're saying is you don't really need a gun license. You don't need qualifications. Let me put it that way. Because they'll try to say you need a license for this, license for that. Supreme Court said Maryland handgun qualifications are unconstitutional. Do you know what that means? The Supreme Court of the planet Earth, the Supreme Court ruled that Maryland handgun qualification laws are unconstitutional. You guys, I don't think you guys understand that. The Constitution supersedes your state laws, your city laws. They all bow down to the Constitution. Look, They all bow down to the Supreme Court. That's what I'm saying, you guys. Not your local courts, not your civil courts. All courts in America bow down to the civil courts. I'm sorry, to the Supreme Court. And today, the Supreme Court ruled that the state of Maryland's qualifications for their handgun laws are unconstitutional. You guys see what I'm saying? And that's just one law, you guys. There are tons of freedoms that the Most High has given us. They're in the Constitution, you guys. They're in the Constitution. If you know how to wield it, you can use that Constitution to do a lot of things that we have not been doing, you guys. Even a lot of these so-called white people have not been fully using the Constitution. Because you know why? Your state and your city, they will be slick, right? They know that most people don't know this. So guess what? When you don't know, you got to pay for it. That's the consequences of not knowing. The Most High God says, my people perish for lack of knowledge. Also, for lack of knowledge, you're going to get taken advantage of. And your state and your city know there's certain things that they're doing to you that they literally don't have the power or authority. But they know that you don't know that because you don't read. You definitely don't read the Constitution. You don't read anything about law. So you don't know. So whatever your state tells you, yes, they will lie. And they know that you're not going to catch them because you don't read. So they'll keep on doing things to you, violating your rights, even though more than likely the problem that you're having has already been ruled on in the Supreme Court of America. But since you don't know that because you don't read, and the ones out there that do know it, they're too much of a coward to stand on it. I'm telling you, the Most High God has given us a lot of freedoms. Are we totally emancipated now? Of course not. That day is coming. But right now, even in captivity, the Most High has made these heathens be more lenient on us. And with that leniency, we can do a lot of stretching out. You guys, start taking in knowledge whenever you can. Okay? And like I said, I'm going to keep you guys posted. Coming up in the next year, I will begin my war with the IRS. Either I'm going to win or they going to win. If they win, what their win looks like, I keep paying taxes. What my win looks like, I tell them to go to hell and I don't pay no more taxes. That's it. That's all. And you know, I wouldn't even consider something like this except if I didn't know this. And that's that. And that's this. I don't owe anybody anything because they ain't never gave me nothing. And they don't give me nothing. So why would I pay them taxes out of my check every week, every other week, every month, every year? Why would I give the IRS a dime when I don't owe them anything? And see, understand this, because you don't know, but nobody can just appear out of thin air and just tell you, hey, because you exist, you owe me. Because you work, you owe me. I don't know if you guys know that. That's called stealing. But like I said, I know a lot of people don't know this, and even people that do know it, they cowards. They're not going to stand on it because they don't really believe in the Most High like they saying they do. King David is gone. Samuel is gone. Joseph is gone. Daniel is gone. The Hebrew boys, they gone. Moses is gone. Me and you are here now. We got to hold it down now. You say you believe in the Most High God, don't you? You say you believe in the Most High God and Him alone. You need to start doing your research. You need to start reading God's laws. When you read God's laws, you see, when you read the Old Testament, the Most High God is just naturally giving you certain liberties and freedoms. And nobody can take that away from you. And believe it or not, even though these people are wicked, The Most High God had them draw up their constitution, which protects even your rights, Negro, under God. But see, you don't know how to wield that. And I've been guilty of that myself. But those days are gone. I'm going to start taking advantage of the space that the Most High God has given all of us. And know this, whatever I do, if it works for me, that means it'll work for you. And remember this as well, Hebrew. If you're not willing to stand on your rights, you don't get no rights. Remember this, the only people who really get rights are the people who are willing to stand on it. Are you willing to stand on it, Hebrew? Tav X, Hebrews. Peace, blessings, love, and safety to the 12 tribes of Israel who are scattered into all nations. The doctrine of discovery. Do more research on it. Maybe I'll make another video on it. I hope you guys have enjoyed this.
It's real spirit. Trying to convince you that your thoughts and your feelings and emotions are very real. Every day I wake up, it's getting more likely to kill or get killed. I'm walking in smoke and keep it real.
Peace, Hebrews.
Do it if nobody else gonna do it. See it if nobody else gonna see it. Every time I close my eyes, I convince myself every day like this shit not real. Like, how the fuck I been in the street for so long? How the pain run deep for so long? They done killed us in the street for so long. And I couldn't even be myself for so long. So don't walk in that smoke, guaranteed you gon' choke. Cause it's running, man, this shit ain't no joke. We'll never lose hope, cause we tap in, stuck in the wheel that the system got us trapped in. Ain't fuck that, we gon' get it out the back end. Like how the fuck I been asleep for so long? How the pain run deep for so long? I've been feeling like this for so long. How could you be asleep? Standing on things you ain't gotta reach. All you gotta do is listen to me pipe down. I'm about to teach, listen to Anna. I'm about to preach. Never miss me like the man that had a dream about him. I'm going to a man into a king man. But this feeling in the best about the green. More EINs than LLCs for the family trees. And the picture a little more proud of me. Since I planted some seeds, I'm thinking for 3. I got so many things I'm on my God the evil. But they won't do it like I did. DNA, unlikely. Producing the product for profit. Just being honest, they want me honest. I like the comments, she's so astonished. Hey, she lives in it, come out.
Hit that like button, Hebrews. Help this video get shared.
Do it if nobody else gonna do it. See it if nobody else gonna see it. Every time I close my eyes, I convince myself every day like this shit not real. Like, how the fuck I been in the street for so long? How the pain run deep for so long? They done killed us in the street for so long. And I couldn't even be myself for so long. So don't walk in that smoke, guaranteed you gon' choke. Cause it's raining, man, this shit ain't no joke. But we'll never lose hope, cause we tapped in, stuck in a wheel that the system got us trapped in. Ain't for nothing, we gon' get it out the back end. And how the fuck I been asleep for so long? How the pain run deep for so long? I've been feeling like this for so long. I forget all the shit that they told me. Come to think about it, I don't even think I know me. All my people getting shot by the police, could've been me. So I'ma let my soul speak. For the ones who came, for the ones we lost. These niggas cross their own people just to be a boss. I'm choosing love with the evil eye never cross. Showing my people shit get deeper when you're finding out. I'll never see it so people because it's coming out. If I can change the pain, you can have it all. Talking some time, all the time on the black screen. Fuck Trump, fuck my hand, fuck a vaccine. Cause I'm down full speed, gotta kiss me. Round till the wheels fall off, ain't gotta X me. And the motor is to play like controllers. Ain't no fear now, I can't be shaking like a soda. Tell myself that I'm tripping. Truth hit hard like a nigga get a whooping. Nigga, I'm too solid, hell nah, I ain't dripping. MJ steady slide, nigga, I ain't pippin'. Breaking news line, nigga, straight from the gutter. Spin straight face, nigga, on my brother. Talking God talk, on the man like gutter. Got the boom flow, ripping niggas like a gutter. But real, I'ma do it if nobody else gonna do it. Say it if nobody else gonna see it. Every time I close my eyes, I convince myself every day like this shit not real. Like, how the fuck I been in the street for so long? How the pain run deep for so long? They done killed us in the street for so long. And I couldn't even be myself for so long. So don't walk in that smoke, guaranteed you gon' choke. Cause it's raining, man, this shit ain't no joke. so long.